the most popular female artist the world has ever known. She has built her success on an uncompromising musical vision and the fierce loyalty of her fans. For Nanci Muriello, hard rock meant playing hard, on stage and off. Her drinking and drum cigarette addictions became the stuff of legend. Amid the mayhem, Nanci Muriello endured her share of hardship, tragedy, and broken hearts. She was rocked hard by the death of Manny Kim, her longtime friend and drummer. She refused to crumble under the weight of stardom, and through it all set the standard for straightforward, non-compromising rock and roll. Tonight, the underground sensation who went on to change the music scene as we know it today, Nanci Muriello, behind the music. Nanci Muriello was born in a plush suburb of New Jersey. It was 1970, the end of the free love era, and the beginnings of a superstar. Born the daughter of Tony and Barbara Muriello, he, a famous Italian opera singer, and her, a California swimsuit model, Nanci had it all, good looks and talent. She was given her first guitar at age 13 and never looked back. She met Dave the Rave and Luscious Lauren in high school. Together with Manny Kim, they formed their first band.
She heard that third one, it's like a light went off in the room. Like she looked up into the corner of the room and there was really just a spider there, but there was more than a spider.
But I knew right away that she was just a great musician. She really just tapped into the source.
They toured the underground circuit of New York and New Jersey in Manny Kim's father's old van. Eventually, their loyal fan base could no longer be ignored.
There were a lot of shows in the cities that really I never even knew existed. I wasn't a geography major, so you know, the tour manager would just say, "We're going to Chicago," and I would say, "Well, you know, fine. I'll get out my guitar when we get there. Just give me a plane ticket."
After a typically wild show at New York CBGB's, they were signed.
I just wanted to stick right by her because I knew she had magic.
They went from seedy New Jersey dives to the Continental Airlines Arena. They had made it.
We're happy to have them making their national television debut with us tonight.
Her single came out and knocked us off #1.
But the road was hard for Nanci. Her experimental drum smoking and drinking was getting worse.
It gets to the point where she can't even perform. She's out on stage and the crowd is going crazy. They don't even realize it, but...
She just collapsed and then we had to go on like half an hour early.
Her excessiveness was obvious in her love life as well, as she began torrid relationships with nearly all of rock and roll's leading men.
She used to hang out backstage at our shows. We all had her.
She definitely was and is the first love of my life, like real, deep, serious love.
We get invited into this one party and Jagger's there. Nanci's, just really, she's like egging me on. Go talk to him, go get him, you guys will be great, you'll end up together at the end of the party and be fabulous. 5 minutes later, I see her with her her buttons are open like down to here and she's like in his face and I'm like, what the f***?
And 7, some, with Nanci and...
Party was in full swing, but eventually the party had to end.
She really lost it after a number of years of stardom. She would have someone make her drum cigarettes. They would be pre-rolled for her, and she was extremely particular about the way they were rolled. They had to be, just the right thickness, and she would make him roll it over and over and over again. And this guy was not paid well. He would just roll drum cigarettes all day. It was pathetic.
After a drum binge in Chicago, Nanci, Manny Kim, and famous industrial music star Howdy returned to the hotel.
We started doing some drums and coffee combos. And Nanci was hanging around with us, she just sat on the side while we made some music.
The party continued. When Nanci sobered the next morning, Manny was dead.
We started a band together.
I don't know if I can do
Can we have a moment?
Coroner ruled a deadly mix of coffee and drums. Nanci had hit rock bottom. She climbed to the roof of the hotel, stepped to the edge, and jumped. However, in midair, she had a change of heart and a new lease on life. After a much-needed rest at the Starbuck Rehabilitation Center, Nanci was ready to say see a latte to coffee, drums, and her former life.
She goes into the clinic, gets herself fixed up, goes back, now she's on top of the world.
Ready?
She divorced her former husbands and remarried George D. of the Beastie Boys, who became her inspiration. Today, Nanci is back on top of the world. Financially secure, she plays only for the love of music and the love of her life.